welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the S20 podcast. I'm your host, Yo Discipline, alongside me is your other host, Luis Sotomayor. Season 20 finale. Jumping right into it, let's rock and roll. We know y'all are fiends, and y'all know what that means. We're serving your dose weekly of Discipline Therapy, and not everything is completely free. As we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see, but what is free is judgment free, sucker free, censor free, censorship free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite, roll of blunt. But make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversation pay mind to be fed. Like one up, inhale life and exhale, strive. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Debbie podcast.
We're
We're here.
here. All right. We also have links below the video in the description. How to become a Patreon member and subscribe for exclusive content, behind the scenes of EL Discipline solo lecture, his BDSM content, erotica posts and writings by Mr. Discipline. We also upload his masterclass and full workshop videos there. We have collaboration shows pertaining to more sensitive topics, with myself included. Once again, how to become part of a Patreon family, patreon.com/the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Mystery of Discipline also has 7 published books for you to choose from. They're available online. Just go to amazon.com, type in EL Discipline, and all his works come up. They're also available on barnesandnobles.com and for electronic version as well, like Kindle and Nook. Once again, all the links in the description are below the video. For our online store for merch, you go to disciplinetherapy.launchcard.store/shop and you can check out all the different categories. Last but not least, if you can't make it to our YouTube channel, don't worry, we are on major listening platforms: Apple iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, Podtail, Podcaster, Pocket Cast, and many, many, many more. Right. So we have episode 220. If you could have any power of the X-Men for 24 to 48 hours, what power would you choose? That's a good one. That's
Now,
a good one.
now,
Hmm.
I thought about it. And I was like, if we made it like a permanent thing, if we made it for a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, um, it wouldn't be it would be easy. It wouldn't be fair. So this is gonna make people, now that they know that they have limited time, right? Um, this might be a part two. I want to
Okay.
bring like this in front of like a lot of people. Like I've talked to people about this off air,
Mm-hmm.
in real life, not on social media, about this. Most people know X-Men, and if
Mm-hmm.
they don't, I just refer to it as what type of superpower would you have? We're gonna
Right.
get into it. Um, you know, with the limited time of duration, right? It makes people impulsive, and I want that. It makes people not think so much. Because if you think about it, if you know you can have time for this, all right, this is something gonna be forever. All right, let me think about it. Whatever it is, like, damn, I only have 24 hours. I only have 48 hours. What what is the most important to me?
Mm.
Subjective now. So before we even go into that, just some background for people who may not know. Maybe different countries, they
Mm-hmm.
they follow us as well. So X-Men, right? And this is based off my memory. Stan Lee and I think Jack Kirby. They had this invention of X-Men. I think 1963. And you could Google all these things, right? I'm just trying to challenge myself.
Do you want me
Um
to Google it?
yeah, in
Okay.
case you don't know and
Oh,
stuff
no.
like that, right? Okay, so they kind of did this whole thing and then with the comic books and then evolved to film adaptation, Marvel. The first one was I think in 2000, the first X-Men. And it shows when they're already older.
Mm.
That went off to having spin-offs. You have X-Men First Class, No, no, no. So let me show you. Exit all the way out.
This?
Yeah. Go to Safari. There you go. You
Oh,
can search anything.
great. Computer.
Um, yeah, that's my laptop. That's why. Yours is a lot more newer. So but eventually I'll change. I'm just being stubborn right now because it ain't broke, so I don't want to fix it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Ooh,
Jack
people.
Kirby and Stan Lee. What,
Okay.
what what year did you say?
I said 1963.
Oh, you're right.
So they went on for spin-offs, right? So I'll reiterate. They went X-Men First Class, which now we see the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fuck man, like Wolverine don't look like he ages, and we're gonna get into that because of his healing power. Um, he's probably one of the only ones that won't age and die because of that. So we're gonna get into it, but I digress. I'm so excited. I'm always like jumping, but I wanna like make sure they're focused and they don't lose me because I could be managing different set of tasks in my brain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they may not, so I don't want to lose them. So that's one part about it. Now I believe the X-Men is like an analogy of or metaphor of or was created because of the civil rights leaders Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I believe Martin Luther King Jr. was like Charles Xavier. And Charles Xavier is one of the leaders for one side of the X-Men. Um and then Malcolm X was Magneto. So Martin Luther King was more so like representing like philosophy of nonviolence, integration, and demonstration that mutants, like which like are the blacks, right? Translation are fellow humans who deserve equality. And Malcolm X was more so of like having like a militant stance, defensive. The oppressed shouldn't wait for the oppressor to grant them freedom, but like take it,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's by force. And he's more of like, if you're hit back. Whereas Martin Luther King was like, turn the other cheek and whatever it is, right? So when you look at, because you've seen X-Men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just so we know that we talking about the same shit. It's not like I'm talking about sports and it's gonna be like a one-sided conversation here. So when you look at the history of X-Men comic books and they adapted into film, you see that these guys were friends. Magneto and
Charles.
Charles Xavier, Professor X, they were friends, right? They grew up together for X-Men First Class and stuff of that nature. They get older, they're not on the opposite side.
And Mystique too.
Yes, Raven, Mystique. Um, but these are the two leaders, right? Mystique eventually went over to Magneto's side because she saw he was right. So the way I looked at it is they painted Magneto as the bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
like Malcolm X. Malcolm X seemed aggressive. He seemed just not somebody to get along with, and just straight about violence. You couldn't understand his message. And Martin Luther King was more like, oh, we could work with him, maybe docile, based off his message. I'm not saying he was a docile person. He talked with, authority and stuff of that nature. He moved with dominance and masculinity, but his message may have seemed that way, right? Same thing with Professor Xavier and Magneto. They wanted equality. They wanted to be humans to be treated like equals, and stuff of that nature. And Magneto was like, they'll never accept us, blah blah blah, this and that. First sign of this, they'll try to eradicate us off the face of the earth and all that. The first X-Men, you see the Senator. Eventually, they turned him into one of them. Um,
So they tried.
they did, they did, and he ended up dying, and I think Mystique took his
That's what I'm saying.
image.
So they didn't really because he kind of melted.
So that was like kind of like the story I believe behind that. I've heard that once,
I heard it too, I think.
but me and my friends always talked about that prior to me hearing it. And it makes sense
Mhm.
because you look at what Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were both standing for, and then Magneto and Xavier. You know, when you look at it, Magneto wasn't really that bad of a mutant. Um, so for some of the mutant powers, from what I remember, I'm gonna name them. If you know more, you can name beyond what I've named. So Juggernaut, like a Neanderthal, right? He'll bust through anything. He's really, really strong, like Colossal. You have the younger generation, Bobby, Iceman. You have Rogue, who Rogue is dangerous because she had to wear gloves because when you see it in the comic books and movies, she had gloves or whatever. And even further down the line in the remakes and the sequels, prequels, whatever for the X-Men film, you see her with gloves because when she touches flesh, she absorbs their power.
Mhm.
And
And the
then they're
cartoon too.
in the cartoon, yeah. And they're like their energy is depleted. Like they're
Mhm.
like, they could even die if
Mhm.
she holds on too long. Um you have Storm, which was always painted as the African American female. She controls the weather.
Mhm.
You have Wolverine, which is one of my favorites. He's built with adamantium. He has extraordinary healing power.
Mhm.
Um, Pretty much like very, very hard to die. Um, Only person that can kind of manipulate him is Magneto. And then we're getting
Mhm.
Magneto who controls metal. Um, we have
Cyclops.
Cyclops, who is one of the most boring mutants to
Very
me
boring.
because he just has
The laser eyes.
lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever he opened his eyes, that's why he had those special glasses.
Mhm.
It would happen. And then you have Professor X that I mentioned. He reads minds, so he has telepathy
Mhm.
and telekinesis, I believe.
Does he?
I believe so. I believe so.
I
Because
think
he
you're
has the
right.
same powers as Jean. Jean has telepathy and
Telekinesis.
telekinesis, so she could move things and she could read minds and
Mhm.
send signals to whatever. That's one of the reasons why in the film, in the comic books, well, we're talking about comic books first, and then they copy that with the films. You see Magneto with the helmet. That helmet blocks Xavier or like anybody from reading his mind and influencing him. It's not just that; it's reading his
Mhm.
mind and influencing him. So Gene can do that. Professor can do that. He can control somebody their mind and make them do things. Mastermind. So Jean Grey and Professor Xavier kind of they possess similar powers.
Mhm.
Um,
Pyro. He does the
Pyro,
fire.
fire. You have Nightcrawler, who has like teleport
Teleportation.
powers. You have Hank, who was Beast.
Yeah.
um Turns into like a werewolf type guy who could climb walls and
Yeah.
superhuman strength. um you have
Toad.
Toad, yes.
He same like a toad. He just
Hmm.
grabs something with his tongue.
Yeah.
Then the guy who's super fast. Is that Speedy?
Yeah, I saw it through the comic books, and then when I saw the films of like First Class, I don't know what they called them.
I thought it was Speedy, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other ones that are
Yeah.
with Magneto that I don't really know their names, but like one of them, because since they're with Magneto, they're like frowned upon. I know one can like the way they kill, they hug him and like knives come out of him or her, like they stab you.
Oh
They're like a
yes,
porcupine almost.
Porcupine. Yes, that's one. Another was the nemesis of Wolverine, Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then there's the one that can multiply herself into a bunch of different ones and then
yes.
come back, like so that they can confuse the other people.
Mm-hmm. You have yeah, I don't remember their names. You have a woman that
Yeah.
could walk through walls. You have
Mhm.
invisibility. We talked about Raven, Mystique. She can
Mm-hmm.
take any form.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her.
Um, and then yo, in the movie when she took on a form when I was in the 2000s, it came out, right? Or 2001. I was looking to see if I could see a nipple or something.
This one
Cause
over
I'm
here.
like, yo, I could not see no panty lines. I'm checking to see
That was
if they,
painted on.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. She was
I learned
checking.
that. I learned that after watching that movie, the behind the scenes stuff
Yeah.
that it was painted on. But I'm looking to see, like they did such a great job, you
The
know.
original one, the one
Yeah.
with Rebecca Romaine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
So that's all I remember. There's a lot
There's a
more.
lot more, yeah.
There's a lot more. There was Bishop, but
No,
he
and
wasn't a
Gambit.
mutant, right?
Gambit had the
Was he a
power.
mutant? Bishop?
I don't know who Bishop was.
He had he was even in the cartoon. Bishop, the black man with the
From the future.
from the future,
But
yeah.
I don't think he was I just
Yeah,
think
I
he
don't
was
think he
no.
was.
But then there was Gambit.
Gambit.
I
Gambit.
love Gambit.
Gambit had
I love Gambit the cartoon.
Gambit had the
The
hand.
cards.
No, he had the hand. He could make anything light up.
Oh,
And he
but
he
he
was
liked
just
the
a
cards.
gambler. Yeah.
Ah, that
Yeah,
makes
he was just
sense.
a poker player and gambler. So the cards came with him.
That makes sense.
Um yeah, there was
There's a
so many.
lot.
There's a
Yeah.
lot.
The eagle guy, the one that had the wings. He was the son of the
Archangel.
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 Yep.
Yeah. Son of
He was
who?
the son of the congressman or senator or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
There's so
then
many.
Red no not Red Devil. The guy that they made like not Daredevil. What? He's in the red suit. He's like funny. Isn't he one also? Yeah.
Red suit.
Um they just the last movie they did was him and Wolverine.
Oh,
Was it Daredevil?
Deadpool?
Deadpool. He's
Deadpool.
also one.
Okay. Yeah, Deadpool.
And then you
Um,
have but Daredevil, he's not a mutant. He just has he's the lawyer guy that's blind.
Daredevil was blind. Yeah,
Yeah.
Daredevil was
But he
blind.
could see from the sounds or whatever. Yeah. But he's not a mutant.
No,
No.
no. So just to kind of give some of these people like some ideas of certain superpowers. And now we can get into it. So out of all those, and there's so much more. If you could pick out of what we mentioned one for 24 to 48 hours, which one?
I would pick mind control.
Okay, why?
Um my answers are going on based on how the state of the world is now. So it would be to control um people who are in power, like if they're not doing the right thing, to
Mm-hmm.
control their minds to either do the right things, surrender or something like that. I would obviously do it, take that for good,
Mm.
not for, my own devious.
I already have that power, so I wouldn't even
Oh
ask for it.
boy.
I wouldn't even ask for that. But okay, so you have this for 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah,
That
but
would
I would be working overtime,
okay.
changing people's
How would
minds.
you do that? Would you like go to Washington D.C.? Is that where the core problem is at? Would you travel to like different countries? Would you go on like platform like this or do a Instagram live? And like how would you do that?
So I think I don't know if this is how they do it, but I would hope that I can combine my powers, or I don't know.
No,
I don't know
you can't.
if you can like look at their picture and like if you touch it, it'll happen. I don't know how that would
No,
work.
I'm asking you how you would do it.
That's how I would do
No.
it. I would look at whoever mind I want to control, touch their picture, and
Mm,
then do it like that.
okay.
Send it through energy.
All right. So
Oh, he's
damn.
smiling, people. This ain't good.
So for me, right? I wouldn't pick anything superhuman strength. I wouldn't pick controlling metal. If I could, it's a challenge between telekinesis to be able to move things with my mind or teleportation.
Teleportation would be cool.
It's a challenge between that. When I think about it, I'm looking at what would be the benefit of me and others. to have this power.
But
That would be my decision
if
based
you
off what I make. Like I'm kind of like Wolverine. I heal pretty quickly. I go through trauma. I heal fast. I wouldn't want adamantium. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Closing that wouldn't. What would that do? That wouldn't
And
benefit
plus,
me
it looked
no
like it
good.
was painful for him.
Every time, yeah. Um, so that wouldn't be something I'd want. I wouldn't want fire. I wouldn't want to be Iceman. I wouldn't want to be Juggernaut. I wouldn't want to control the weather and be
Yeah,
Storm.
the
I
weather.
wouldn't want to multiply myself. I wouldn't want to take no forms like Mystique. I wouldn't want to control matter
That one's cool. I would do that one too.
like no, you can only pick one.
You pick two?
No, no, no. I'm
It's
gonna
the
choose.
pay.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
choose. I'm saying which would. So I think teleportation.
I was hoping you would say that because then we can work together. You can teleport me to these people's houses, and I could control their minds. You see?
No,
You
no.
see
You
how it
wouldn't be
works?
using my
We're like a time.
powers
We're like
to.
a
No,
team.
no. You wouldn't
Jeez.
be using my powers. Like I could time travel in the past and tell the young me or whatever, or I could go into the future and tell my future kids something, or like presidency. I could talk to the president's ear or something like that, or see what's in store for us to plan for the future. To be dictate on that, but I kind of feel like I do that already. Like my
Mm.
spirit does that. Maybe when I'm sleeping or whatever. I kind of feel that when I get up these conspiracy theories that now everything
Now
is
they're all
coming to
true.
fruition. So it's like people not saying I'm crazy anymore. I kind of feel like I do that already. Maybe that's already a superpower. But I think that's what we'll do. Maybe that's why I picked it because subconsciously that's what I do already. So
Mm.
maybe that's why I picked it. But telekinesis is cool. Um, it kind of goes into the pill thing too
Oh
that we were
yes.
talking
So
about,
now we
like
have.
which pill.
You're gonna make this
Um,
pop up.
yeah, so they could see it. So green is I'm putting 10 million, right? If you take the green pill, you're gonna take 10 million, but you're subjected to tax. If you take the red pill, you can use 200% of your brain power. If you take the blue pill, you could time travel and teleport.
This is also for 24, 48 hours. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you take the yellow pill, you is that yellow or orange?
Yellow.
You can control anyone in the world.
Well, I could already with my mind control. So I'm gonna take the red pill and use 200% of my brain power.
So that's crazy because I thought you would stick to what you wanted your superpower to be.
But I already have that superpower. I can have the superpower and take a pill, or this is no
This
more
is a
superpower. This is
yeah. This is like
I would still use in this instant. I would use the 200% of my brain power because we don't even use 50% of our brain's
yeah, we
capacity. You
don't.
know what I mean?
We don't.
If imagine if we use 200, we could unlock because we have all that power in our head, the telekinesis, not teleportation, but all that other stuff. We have that ability. It's just that because it's so our pineal gland is so calcified and all that stuff. I would use the 200% brain power because I would be able to figure out how to get the million, the money. If I'm using 200% of my brain power, I can figure out how to build a time machine or something like that. And I would be able to influence people, just with my mind alone. So that's why I would use the 200% brain power.
Okay. So with with this decision, you got to look at the con too to it, not just the pro. So before I get into that, I'm gonna say if you use 200%, which is not like real, but we're saying this pill could, right? It's gonna enhance everything.
Mm-hmm.
That might make it hard for you to sleep. Hard for you to sleep. Now that's hurting your health. Everything you're gonna be
Mm,
thinking about now. Now you're gonna be a super duper conspiracy theorist. You're gonna be all over the place. You're gonna question everything. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You're gonna be a blabbermouth. You're not gonna stop talking. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna want to do
you
this.
don't
You're
know
gonna do that,
that.
and your brain is gonna tell your body to do this and do that. Because that's where it all starts from. So you have to take that into account. What it could possibly be too. So for me, I'm still sticking to the superpower that I would pick as an X-Man, the blue pill for time travel and teleportation. Now, there are some bads to that. So
Mm-hmm.
if I teleport somewhere in the future and I see something disastrous and it makes my energy sensitive, to a point where I'm absorbing that and I'm like, oh my God, how could they do that to those kids? How could they do that to this? How could that be going on? Like, oh my God, this is the new thing right now. DNA, they're gonna put the chip in people and whatever it is. Like it might make me like stressed to a point and anxious. So that's a downfall too of knowing so much, right? That's what I have to take into account. Also, how would I get there? If every single time I teleport, it hurts, it drains me, you know what I'm saying? For like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Once I
Or
teleport there,
more.
my whole body is numb, my ears are ringing, I can't focus until 15 seconds is done. I'm like, okay, I'm back to normal. Damn, I hate teleporting. You know what I'm saying? Like that can be something too that I have to take into account. I wouldn't pick the 10 million because subject to tax, depending on where you are in the world, that 10 million might turn into two. And then it's like, it's like it's 2 million. Like, I could do these things with it and flip it to 10, but it might take a while. So it's like money is not everything, but you
No.
need it for survival and stuff of that nature and to start things and projects and etc., right? But it's not everything because at the end of the day, there's cons to that. If I take that green pill, I'm subjected to tax, but also will I be publicized now? Now, will they put me out there in the world? Because that's now dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the EL Discipline just got awarded 10 million. Now everybody in the world knows.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. So I gotta watch my back. I gotta,
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
be careful. I gotta be careful for family members calling me like, "Hey, my cousin from Canada. Hey, my cousin from DR,
France.
DR, the Dominican Republic, or Haiti, your friends. Call me. How's it been, buddy? It's been a
Mm-hmm.
while. Now I have
Like,
to
who
worry
is
about
this?
these friends coming around. Now I have
Yeah.
to worry about these hoes coming around. Like it's like, oh man, how do they find out? How do they know where I'm at? How did it? So it could be cons to that we're not saying for what you're gonna pick. So I'm always thinking of the cons to decisions
What's
too.
the con to control anyone in the world?
So
That sounds
that
pretty good
that
too.
can be very dangerous based off the byproduct of you doing that. So for example, let's say that um give an example because you picked that superpower and I'll give you a con to it. Like pick it. Like let's say you wanted to influence the president or something like that or whatever. Just like so
Okay.
pick yeah, and then I'll give you the con.
So if I pick to control anyone in the world,
Mm.
who I would definitely control the presidency of this country right now.
You don't have to pick that. I was just giving an example.
But that's what I would do. That or one of our allies would definitely go and try to control him.
Okay, so how would you control them?
This is gonna sound real bad, people. I would make them kill them.
Okay. So I'm glad you said that. So now the con to that, right? The con to that would be your guilt.
I wouldn't have any guilt for that.
That's kind of evil
Yeah,
for you.
evil for evil people.
For
An
you for
eye
you
for
to
an
think.
eye. An eye for 100,000 eyes. 100
Okay.
million eyes.
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't just go and make like just because let's say I'm driving and somebody gets on my nerves. I wouldn't be like, crash your car or kill yourself. I wouldn't do that.
mm,
You know what I mean? I would um make him miss his exit or something like that. Controlling that.
mm,
But something like, like Milikowski, which
yeah.
I go by his real name because he hates it so much,
Mm,
I would definitely do that. Look at what state
yeah.
of the world is.
So for me personally, I wouldn't wish death or jail on my enemies.
You're a way better
That
person than me.
yeah, that's why I said that. So for the con for some people, I guess it didn't work for you, but there would be guilt in that regard because the way I look at it is I wouldn't I wouldn't kill somebody unless they were hurting a loved one and like a trespasser, like I had no choice. When it came to no choice, for me, then I would. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go out there and be like, yo, that person deserves to die. Or I'm gonna control them to make them kill themselves. Or I'm gonna do it because they raped a young chick. Or they did this or they did that. Like I'm gonna leave that on God's hands to do. Because how I think, I'm a very spiritual person. When you put bad, it's not always it's not always gonna hit them. It might do reverse and boomerang come back at you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of
That's true.
dangerous to do that, wishing bad or doing bad in that regard when nobody did nothing to you. Like not that to me is like not an eye for an eye. It's not justified. In the Bible they say eye for an eye, but what's like when they do something to you, it makes sense. Kind of like what Malcolm X was talking about. So that's just how I look at it. I'm not telling you to see it my way, but I'm not going to resort to that type of violence and homicidal behavior unless they're doing something like if I had a daughter like she can't defend herself. You know what I'm saying? Then in regards, I'm taking it upon myself or I'm gonna do that because now it's being done to me or my family. So I don't think that's fundamentally bad. That's just a protector instinct in me. But for some people of doing what you said, the con would be I feel guilty. The con would be, damn, I'm a spiritual person, karma. The con would be,
Karma, definitely.
the con would be, the con would be if people knew you did it. If people knew you did it, because I didn't add the wrench in it. This power that you have, will it be secret? Or will it be public? Will people know you got it? Will your friends know you got it? If I'm in your circle, Sue, and that suddenly happens, and you told me you had that power, and the next day it happens, like, yo, you see the news? The blah 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 killed himself. Yo, I know you had some real
Yeah.
disdain.
Did you do
Did
that?
you do that? Because the other day you
Mm-hmm.
told me you had certain powers. It was like now you take the risk of losing me as business partners and all that. See the cons I'm throwing in there now?
Mm-hmm.
So in a way it's like what you're choosing, you have to take the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Even the power with the power of the X-Men, also with the pill.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like what I'm saying with that. I believe that we all have superpowers, like you said, and you mentioned what has depleted that through the years. I'll expound. Technology,
Yep.
foods we eat, um, distancing ourselves from God, not getting closer to God to realize there's a God in us. We are gods and goddesses with amnesia. We have to remember who we are, and remember who we are, and remember our power. So back in the days when they talk about these prophets and messiahs and stuff like that, Moses and Jesus and all that, they lived to be a long time, 1,000, 2,000, whatever years old. But why can't we live that long? I mentioned it. They
Mm-hmm.
should rewind. So reality is they figured it out. Like world population is overly populated, this and that, blah blah blah. And I'm talking fast because this could be for Patreon. um you know they they knew the game on how to change the DNA of people,
Mm-hmm.
so that doesn't happen. So there is a lifespan, there's not immortality. So when we are looking at like superpowers, like we all have them, we
Mm-hmm.
just got to tap in. A lot of people don't know how to tap in, and they'll never know how to tap in based off what they're ingesting,
Mm-hmm.
metaphorically and literally.
I mean, we even have them, and people will say like it's just like goosebumps. But that's like your superpower. That's your
Intuition.
body, right? Telling you there's a problem happening, something's going on. Or when you, or when also when you're gonna say something in front of people, and all of a sudden you forget. That's your own body telling you, "Quiet. Somebody around here is not trustworthy."
Oh, yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like we have them. We have the little subtle ones that if you like you can practice intuition. You can like there's like websites and stuff that you can like it'll have like three things like what do you think is behind this and you can practice it.
Mm-hmm.
So like those are the little superpowers that we have now that obviously if you dive more into it you'll be able to strengthen it. So
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think everybody's born with a special ability, um, which was already written in the stars.
mhm,
So like we're all from something. You're not just from your parents.
we have stardust.
Yeah. So when you are in your mother, you know, you obviously have a spirit too. So sometimes I believe as you're making your way out, right? The spirit kind of hits you at the same time, which is why most babies cry.
That's interesting.
That's
I
just
like
me
that. I like
thinking
that.
like
Yeah.
insane. I don't know if it's true.
Right,
I'm
right.
throwing darts in the
Mhm.
dark, trying to hit the bullseye. And sometimes people die metaphorically, like God forbid you get into an accident and you get like maybe a whiplash or something like that. You died. You know what I'm saying? Your old soul left, old spirit left, a new one came in. Some people they just go through something certain shit like trauma. They
Mhm.
died. And then like when they healing, like the new spirit
Mhm.
is taking over. Remember when
I
there
think
was
that
an
happened to
episode?
me.
Remember there was an episode I was like, yeah, when you in the hospital and you
Because
flatline.
when people like, especially like my even my kids have said, or people that I haven't seen in a while, they're like you're so different from how you were back in the day.
When like remember episodes I was saying, I don't believe people change, their energy does
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah, that
You know
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying? So like I think that, you know, when you look at it and you really dive in deep, in the rabbit hole, and you look at the matrix and you look at what certain things have played a factor. There's hidden messages in film,
Mm,
books, and stuff of that nature, right? You're paying attention rigorously. Um, you start getting these ideas. You start realizing where am I from? Um, but it kind of takes that like light bulb to
mm.
to occur. It doesn't even take that person, right? Like it could be me going into somebody's life and telling them this shit. They're not gonna adjust. I'm gonna need to be around them 24/7 for that to happen. Like
Mm.
when they're around me for a day, I'm saying all the right things, and they're like, "Wow, you're right." Da da da. And then I don't see them for a month. They go back to
Oof.
their old ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the person. It's like sometimes certain things happen to those people.
Or they're influenced by other people who don't see things how you do.
Yeah, you're talking about the byproduct of why they go back into their old ways.
So what are you talking about?
So I'm talking about like for them to actually adapt and change, it comes from something else greater than you.
Mm.
Like God might be, the ancestors might be this woman, this guy need like he or she's due for a bigger purpose.
Mm.
So we need them to heal like yesterday. We need them to go through this. We need them to meet this person. We need this to happen to them. And then that will give us the entry to get in there and speak to them, to
Mm.
influence, because they need to get on board to do this so they could lead that and do that and lead those people to where it is, because this person is really strong. It's just they're in a certain environment, they're around certain people, they're like making a lot of mistakes or whatever it is, but they have a lot of potential, a diamond in the rough,
Mm.
or in the dirt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like they have a lot of potential, and we see that because we have written their life in the stars already. It's been written.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to be their path. Even if they try to avoid it, eventually they're gonna head there, regardless if they're taking shortcuts. They're always gonna end up, oh, I don't want to go straight. There's spiders and all that there and bats. No, 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 I'll take this shortcut. They're still gonna end up there. It's like it looks linear, right? It's like nah, I don't want to do that. But it ends up will be.
Mm.
It will be like you gotta understand like what's really in control, who's really in control. God, the answer is the universe. So it's like eventually it will get you there if that's really your purpose, what they want for you.
Yep.
That's how I feel about that. So everybody has power. Everybody has superpowers. It's just like your purpose. Like you gotta find it.
Mm-hmm.
That you gotta figure it out. And it's like sometimes it's taking those type of people too long too.
Yeah.
So then like the answers is just scratching their head. God is sending a person. You gotta take care of this. I assign you to them. All right? Take care of this. And the guardian angel is like, damn, they're so fucking difficult. All right. I see somebody who could just get to them and have them get on there. I see this place, maybe this job or this activity or that's gonna make them more present. All right, so
Mm.
we're gonna implement that in there. We're gonna put this in their face. You know what I'm saying? So they just gotta see the signs, and the signs are everywhere. It's through music, it's through our news feed, it's with people that you meet out of
Yep.
nowhere.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? People you haven't seen in years. Like those are not accidents that
Mm.
happen. Those are there specifically for those certain purposes that you're in trying to get into. Um and God is doing that. The
Definitely.
universe is doing that. So like people just gotta pay attention to it. There's a lot of people who are just like spiritually dumb. That's what
It's
it
true.
comes down to. They're
It's
they're they're
true.
smart. They're book smart people,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're book smart people, maybe street smart people, but they're spiritually dumb. Like their spirit is dead.
Mm.
The
That's
higher power
scary.
cannot help them.
Yeah.
They cannot get there. You know what I'm saying? Their intuition, they're not using. You know what I'm saying? They're not paying attention to these things. Like they're they're not utilizing what they have. They're not counting their blessings. They don't know what these things are.
Yeah. That's true.
So it really takes that person to, take it upon themselves to be like, who am I really? People will base their personality on who they are. Like I'm a goofy person. You gotta take me as I am. I'm a I'm a stubborn person. I'm um I'm masculine. Like I really try to be feminine. The woman is talking. It's just how I am. The man is like I'm feminine. Like, I really try to do it. It's just how I am. I'm lazy. I'm this. Like these are not what making you who you
Those
are.
are characteristics, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not what
Who you
who
are.
you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at like people always say I'm crazy when I talk about zodiac sign, right? And I say that's an integral part in who you are because if it wasn't, we would all have the same sign. We would all be the reason why we're born different days. Like I'm November 7th.
Mm-hmm.
7 is a lucky number. There's reason why we're born in different days. I'm a Scorpio. There's things to that. Telekinesis, telepathy, psychic abilities. There's things to that.
Mm.
Intuition,
Mm-hmm.
high level. There's things to that, right? I believe that at least 65% of who you are is based off your sign.
Okay.
And then the rest is environmental. It's domestic, how you were raised, who you come from. It's the people around you don't dictate who you are, but you start absorbing their energy.
Right. Parts of
You
them.
you know what I'm saying? You're this alpha in the group. You could affect change, but why are you following? See, that's somebody
Mm.
that don't know themselves. You see, their crowd is not determining who they are. That alpha is doing things instinctively, but
Mm.
but they're following still. They don't know themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like those things people gotta pay attention to, which they don't. They don't look at their sign. They don't look at environmental. They don't look at what their profession is, like their job profession. Like what you choose to like your occupation has a lot to do with who you are.
It's
You
true.
know, like they don't look at those things too.
That's true. So, do you believe in like the Chinese zodiac and the like American Indian zodiac?
Yeah.
I believe in the zodiacs too. So looked up every single freaking zodiac that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
a dragon in the Chinese zodiac and a wolf in the American Indian.
I think I saw a tiger.
Oh, for you?
Yeah.
That's funny. Gabe's a
Yeah.
tiger too.
I think I
Mm,
saw a tiger.
Me and my daughter
And
are dragons.
mm,
Some
wow.
people like some because I know Jalen's like this. My daughter, she is very into like astronomy and all that stuff. So she will get, let's say, a guy that she's interested or talking to. She'll get his date of birth, time of birth, where he was born, and look at his birth chart,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll be like, "Are we compatible?"
But
Yeah, it really
yeah,
does. It
I
does.
think those things play a big factor on
Mm-hmm.
compatibility, like because like when I used to look at it, I used to look at the compatibility list of like what a Scorpio is compatible with, right? And I used to be like, all right, I'll take that into account, but like a dominant man, right, who's stubborn, I'm
Right.
a I'm 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 a judge for myself.
Right. You're not
So
gonna let it
so
dictate you.
for example, I don't want to make some people feel bad, but let me give some examples, right? Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
Like I dated four and never got to the bedroom.
Wow.
And because like four of them were all liars, pretentious, and all that. And I'm like, they would say certain things about Gemini, and I'd be like, I would still meet one or what she's like, and I would date them because I would say to myself, like, just arrogantly, like, I'm gonna, they're gonna adjust to me. I would say to myself, they're, I'm gonna judge them based off my experience with them, not what
Mm.
horoscopes are doing. Like, I give people a fair chance
Right.
until I'm hoping they prove me wrong.
Right.
Because I read this about you. I'm hoping they prove me wrong. Here's another sign. Two of the same signs don't work. I've never been able to get along with a female Scorpio.
Interesting.
I've said this in shows prior. Business we could work, but being in a relationship it's hard because they crave control too.
I was gonna say
And a
because
lot of times I've dated them and I've told them this, and they were like, "Oh no, well I'm a," and then I would see controlling tendencies as I would date them, so their actions wouldn't match their words. Oh, yeah, and I would give them a chance constantly. So if I meet a Scorpio woman tomorrow, foolish me will still try to date her if we're connecting mentally and spiritually and stuff. And I will even tell her, yeah, I hope you prove me wrong.
but isn't the saying that like almost putting it out there for it to happen?
Yeah, but at the same time,
You want her to know I'm on to you. No, I'm just
it's like I'm just a very straight up person. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Eventually the conversation of zodiac is gonna come up. So I'm not gonna retain that. Because if it's already in my mind, what's the difference?
That's
I'm putting
true.
it out there too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
if
true.
it's in my mind, you know what? This might go bad. It might start an argument if I tell her Scorpios and me don't vibe. Female Scorpio. Because I'm heterosexual. I don't go the other way. Female Scorpios and me don't vibe. You know what? We're going good now. Let me just retain it. What did I just do?
You
I
put
put
it
in
out
my
there
brain
anyway.
too,
Yeah.
and I'm powerful. It's already out. How can I if you've already been exposed to something, how
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
forget it?
It's true.
So, but if it happens tomorrow, I'll still give him a chance, though.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Um, I work well with cancers, but the fact that they're very emotional, it might be a little bit bad because I'm not gonna be pussy and walk eggshells around you. If I gotta say something, I gotta say something. If it's not like rainbows, it's a little too aggressive. I don't say it as nice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that could be a thing too with them, and I've experienced that. Leos, Leos and I are a power couple. They say it could be very powerful. Both powerful signs. Leo's the most strongest sign in the zodiac. Scorpio's the most powerful. So it could be, but I've had a couple of Leos where it was dominant, and we bumped heads. It didn't work.
Mm.
So it's kind of like Virgos are pretty cool.
They're loving.
I haven't like been in the bedroom with them. I haven't like I dated one, but it never got there.
Hmm.
So Virgos are pretty cool. And when you look at Sagittarius, they kind of dominant too. Like they would have to know who's gonna lead here,
Hmm.
and I'm not giving up the reins. So, but I've never dated one for real. Aquarius, cool. Aquarius, cool. Capricorn, I was with a Capricorn. She was Boricua for 4 years. So, okay.
They're
They're
hard
dominant
workers.
themselves, but they're pretty ambitious. Like you
Yeah.
gotta know yourself. You gotta know your compatibility. But even though it's written on paper, I don't take what paper says. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I always
Mm-hmm.
go out there. Shit, Gemini. All these things happen. I meet a Gemini tomorrow, and I'll be like, all right, we connected. Let's see what it happens.
Let's roll the dice.
Until they do that, uh,
He's a gambling
yeah,
man.
they not present here.
Mm.
Yeah, they very pretentious. Yeah, they seem like a liar. I don't know. My Scorpio bullshitter is up. My lie detector shit is up. Why do I feel like she lying? Why do I feel like there's holes in her story? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, it doesn't work. I never be like, all right, this past experience, because that's trauma.
Mm.
And I'm so confident that I go in with it and stuff of that nature. And it's the same thing with a woman who is like I wouldn't say hyper masculine, but like has like masculine tendencies. If we're vibing, right? And she loyal, she not a hoe out there and stuff of that nature, you know, I will make it work.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
I already know you need to be around me all the time to really, really adjust. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That divine. Once that divine is gone, it's hard. Like it's like the power of the Xmen. One of the powers is like if you enter the room, they act right.
Oh yeah, it's like they can influence
Yeah.
your emotions
Yeah,
and stuff.
so I have that power.
Mm.
Where it's just like a woman could be goofy and stuff and all that stuff, and then she's around me and she doesn't act like that because she's like, well, yeah, he probably wouldn't vibe with that. So she's pretty serious most of the time when she's around me. So, it would have to I know what I would need to do. It's just that some of these masculine chicks in the past, before I was dating them, before I knew they were masculine, then I got more educated and educated myself and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And God and the ancestors gave me the answers. A
Yeah.
lot of times they won't make it there. Like I could really take it far with you. I could really elevate you to your optimal level. But a lot of times they do so much disrespectful shit. I get to the point where it's just like you had 3 strikes like baseball.
You're out of there,
You're out of there.
sister.
Like at times I know what I could do for them. I know what I
Mm.
could do for them, but my core values, my principles, the fact that I'm prideful, that's like my manhood. You know what I'm saying? The steadfastness, right? Just doesn't allow me. It just
Mm.
doesn't allow me to simp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, you can be released. You can be dismissed. And that has happened. Because in past shows, I've said that I give them a year before I take it to the next level.
Oh
You're gonna get a ring, you're
wow.
gonna move in or whatever. A
Oh,
lot of
like
them
that.
didn't
Mm-hmm.
last that long. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. It's regressing and all that. And it's like you gotta understand, like, I'm climbing a ladder with you.
Mm.
Every single time you regress, we go back down.
Mm.
They don't realize that until I have to explain it to them. That's like, we're not picking up where we left off. That's why exes, I don't give them the access, especially when they violate it.
Mm.
So we can't be friends. We can't do it. And if you coming back, make sure you heal. So now when you come back and you try to talk to me or whatever it is, I'm not saying I wouldn't talk to him. I talk to him and I find out, well, wait a minute. You trying to pick up where we left off like
Mm.
yesterday? Nah, it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
What have you been doing for 2 years? Owen?
Oh.
So before with me, you was monogamous. After me, did was it that traumatic that you went out there and you had like 5 dudes in 2 years? What were you doing? What are your goals now? What are you striving for? So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm getting all that information. And it's like
Yeah,
if they
because
was
people
doing all that,
change.
it's like, yeah, they
I mean, hopefully
sorry,
people change.
sorry, you disqualified yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ever come back. You
Yeah.
can't ever get access to this. You can be
Yeesh.
forgiven, but the door is closed. So access denied.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the
Damn.
that's one of the reasons because you got to understand the evolution. Like 3 years ago, I'm not that
Yeah,
energy wise. So
exactly.
now you gotta start over again and know me again. And so
Mm-hmm.
so it goes back to like
Especially if you
knowing.
put, work in yourself. Like, let's say, when people break up and one person actually takes the time to work through their trauma from that breakup and figure out where it went wrong. Did they have something to do with it? And they grow from that.
Yeah,
You don't know if that other person did the same thing. They could still be stuck in the same where you left them.
100%. Like remember when I said even if I had these poor experiences with the zodiac signs, I'm connecting with them first before I find out their sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I do, I'm like, well, I connected with them already.
Right.
So who cares about it?
Right. Right.
Let's see if they prove that right. But I'm hoping they prove me wrong.
Mm.
And it's not what they say about it. It's not how I view them. That's me being healed or working my way to be there. But I meet a lot of women that be like, what's your sign? Oh, Scorpio. Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Like, yeah, y'all good in bed and all that, and y'all some sweet talkers, and that's dangerous too. Y'all seducers and all that, but oh hell no. And that's like, whoa, whoa, what did I do to you right now?
Right.
Like you was cool with me before you even knew my sign. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
even see
That's true.
trauma.
A lot of
So
them do that.
I like I'm be willing to I be willing to kind of like comply to a certain standard. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going off the vibe
Mm-hmm.
versus nah, past experience. Oh, you a Scorpio? Oh hell no. So now exes come up. Nah. I
Mm-hmm.
dated two Scorpios. They were
Yeah.
fucking devils. This and that. You know what I mean? Like 3 women I've met. They
They
always
just
hate
said
on
no.
us,
Yeah.
but they want to be us. They want to fuck us. They want to fuck us. They want to
Gosh.
be around us. They want to be associated with us. They want to be like us. They want to copy us. They envy us. So, do they really hate us? Do they really got problems with us? You know what I'm saying?
I've heard
So,
really bad things about Sagittarius men. Like, I don't know the
yeah.
signs like that well. I know the signs of the people that are like in my life, but I don't have any Sagittarius and the that I don't know like the signs like that. I know my sign.
Mm,
But every time I hear like women talk and they as soon as they get to like a Sagittarius man, that's it. They just talk so much crap about them.
mm,
That they're whores, that they're sluts, just a lot of stuff. It's funny.
yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just like,
Um,
oh, that's nice. That's your sign. Oh. But I don't know everybody's sign like that.
yeah, yeah. It really like depends on the person and where they want to be, what they want to do. Like
Yeah.
if a dude wants to be out there and be a devil and be toxic, he's gonna be that because
A
he's taking
dude.
that path.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not a dude. He's taking that path. If a female wants to go out there and be a whore and have a whole phase, and she'd be like, "Oh well, it's just a phase. Like I gone through a hard breakup, so I deserve this. I was a
Mm,
single mother early. Now they grown. I deserve this. If they want to go through that, they're making the decision themselves.
yeah.
There's consequences to it
Yeah.
down the line.
There
You
sure
know what I'm
is.
saying? When you eventually like meet your potential, like you're not gonna be able to hide that, even if you're like, let me not tell him this side because a lot of dudes already laws they don't really like that.
Mm,
Like let me tell he'll probably find out through your actions. Based off like these are the pros and cons. You're doing something for a long duration of time, it becomes second nature. Habit hard to break. You see, so that's the thing too, you know.
So, are we up to final thoughts? All right. My final thoughts on the power that I would have of an X-Men for 24 to 48 hours. I'm going to stick to mind control. Um, and like I said, I would only use it for good.
And and you need to work on that. What you said earlier.
I mean, we could
You
talk about it.
yeah.
We could talk about it. I mean, you're talking about people who have, it's not just,
No,
young
no,
girls
no,
of
no, no.
11 years
We're
old.
not gonna talk
Oh,
about it.
okay. Because
So
that's
here
another show for
so
Patreon right there.
here's the thing. Like, you're not gonna sway my view on it.
I'm not trying to sway
I'm
your view.
telling you, you need to work on that. Because like having that in you is not good. Like you're already hurting yourselves. You're already killing your spirit by thinking like that, feeling like that, wanting to cause malice and all those things. That's rage that you not like still not healed upon. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is like what you need to do if you want to embrace your femininity is you need to pray. You need to
I do
use your
pray.
power in a sense of, nah, I wouldn't want, I would like to have control so I could do this. That's too easy. You need to pray. Like, you need to actually, like, what we're picking here is, even if it's not conscious, it's a subconscious feeling. And I'm telling you, because you respect me and you hold me in high regard, especially my opinion. I'm telling you, that mentality is not a good mentality to have, regardless of what they've done. You know what I'm saying? Their souls will forever be tormented when it's their time. They would never rest in peace. But what you want to do with you is worry about you and those other people that you're concerned with. Pray for them, because that's a power of femininity. Praying, her voice. That's a power of femininity. You guys bring wisdom in the dynamic. Y'all flow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have that type of that. That's masculine. And on top of that masculinity, that's like that's like toxic too. You know what I'm saying? How you would view that and what you would wish upon them. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you'd have to work on if that's how you see that.
Then
You know
I
what I'm
got a
saying?
lot of working to do.
Yeah. So my final thoughts would be these powers we have, believe it or not, like the X-Men, is you have to find out what your power is. And then like they said in Spider-Man with Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. You just don't have it. You gotta be responsible of it. And I would always urge people, if they finally see their power, like, use that for good. Because even humans have subtle power, sexual power, energy power, like pause, dick, pussy, sex. Those things are powerful and can influence people, especially if it's a toxic person.
And heal
Dude is
people too.
toxic, not smart, street, thug, not trying to elevate from that. Gets with a good girl, and he got that bomb shit, pause, she gonna be fucked up. She gonna be fucked up for life. Forget her femininity. That shit gonna be gone eventually. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the dude who's influenced by like porn and OnlyFans, and she's great at sexual talents and all that stuff, and he can't dominate. He's pussy whipped. He don't whip pussy. He makes a lot of dire circumstances. I mean, a lot of he's in a lot of dire circumstances. He puts himself at risk for harm. Other people at risk for harm. He's operating on his urges. That's power. The woman is literally, because she could be 5'2". He could be 6'3". She is dominating his spirit, and he don't realize it. Like a real witch and warlock. Spiritual warfare. Mold your spirit to be strong. Cause like I just mentioned, the dude is built like a tank. She only 120, but she's dominating him, and now he's cowering. He don't realize what's going on. And vice versa. The dude is doing that to the female.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so even little subtle things like that energy wise, divine. Like I talk about divine energy for men and women of of fundamentals going back to our ancestors, reading, speaking, power, like writing words, speaking words, being around certain people, influence, how you move. How you move, you don't even have to say nothing. Your actions is power. Your little sons or daughters watching you. Your uncle, your nieces, nephews watching you. That's power. Influence. You know what I'm saying? Everything is energy,
Mm.
vibrations. Like it just doesn't remain stagnant. It keeps moving. So like those little things, but first the people gotta like mold themselves and try to like strive to be good. It's good having certain toxic tendencies, but you want to strive to be good. So when you do have this power, it enhances and you do good with it. A lot of people have power and they're toxic and they don't know they have these powers and they're doing bad with it. They don't even realize they're doing bad. Some do, manipulators. Some do,
Mhm.
devils, females and males. But when you start healing yourself and molding yourself in that regard, now your power enhances. You have little power, now it enhances. And then you take that and you're like, I'm going to do good with it. I have seductive power, but I do good with that. I know I can do bad with it. I know who females I can influence. Even like males, pause, and I'm not even talking about gay shit. I'm talking about my charm of like just, yo, bro, come on. You know you could bench that. You know you need come on. That's lightweight. That's lightweight. You done better than that. You done better than I'm charming him. It's like, yo, he's right. How did he do it? Motivation, influence, inspiring.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So those little things are power, but once you're not healed and you're like you're realizing that that's an evil person. See, evil person. I met a chick once that said she knows how to manipulate energy, and she talk about dark shit. Oh yeah, we have light with her, but she talk about dark energy. That, and she toxic. I don't know how she
Mm.
is now. That was like years ago, but it's like that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But if a man is not or a woman is not strong in their core and their spirit, she could fuck them up, and she know what she's doing. See, so you gotta know yourself. You gotta heal.
Mhm.
I think it goes hand in hand. Part of knowing yourself, you'll heal at the same time. Realize, find God, get closer with God. You'll realize there's a God in you. We're gods and goddesses with amnesia. We have powers. Remember who you are. So it's like strive to be good. You know what I'm saying? Good will come to you. Strive to be bad. Bad will come to you. Even when you wish bad. People don't talk about that. Wish bad. Bad will come on you too. You know what I'm saying? Like people gotta pray really, really hard. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in like dire times. And this is the best
Mhm.
time to like get close with God. You know what I'm saying? Some people also need to detox their page, detox their circle. You know what I'm saying? Like certain places and people you're following. You know what I'm saying? Because those things are influencing energies too. So season 21. That's gonna
Unbelievable.
be 221. I don't know when we're coming back. Maybe sometime in April. Shout out to also Dead Within Days was the playing the main character, the big boss.
Mhm.
I almost forgot to promote that. My apologies. Um, I'm gonna have them in the podcast. I'll probably do a special edition one later this month for them to help promote and talk about their journey and stuff. The main singer and his guitarist. Shout out to my boy Rob Rodriguez, who also has a tattoo spot in Long Island, Nameless Ink.
And he's been
Shout
on
out
the
to
show
Rob,
too.
and he's been on the show numerous times.
Mhm.
We did that show with Jake Paul and
For the boxing.
Joshua. Joshua, we did that. Go back to look at that. Shout out to him. He was also playing. He featured in the video. He was playing my top goon, my top G, and henchman. Video is dope. Go watch it.
Yeah,
It's
very
on
good.
YouTube right now, and their music is streaming on major listening platforms: iTunes, Spotify.
What's the name of the song again?
The Cutting Edge,
And what's the name of the band?
Dead Within Days.
Ah, The Cutting Edge is the name of the song. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw the video. It's very good.
yeah. So it's dope.
Yeah,
Shout out to Washed Up Media, the videographer. Too. We're gonna be talking
nice,
too in the future.
nice.
He did phenomenal edits.
Yeah, he really did.
But yeah, shout out to them, and I'm not really somebody that I'll talk about it down the line. I'm not really somebody that likes to be in the limelight and stuff, but they asked me for that. Did my boy a favor, and like, I'll talk about it in that
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 episode.
episode.
Nice.
Yeah. So the finale is it. 221 season 21 premiere probably sometime in April. Stay tuned. Stay locked in. The most unheralded but soon to be heralded. The no holds barred, raw, uncut, unapologetically dominant and unapologetic. Um, the one of the realest podcasts out there, the Dispensary Podcast. Peace.
Peace.